Yeah.
You did that.
And the podcast has started, right?
I just kind of started because the first few episodes I did, I would start by being like, "Hey, what's up, my guest today?" But then it just makes the conversation feel a little more stilted to begin, and also like people can. That's like a radio thing. Like people can read; they know who the guest is. That's why they're a lot of times that's why they're listening to the episode.
Just bleep out that woman's name because it's not supposed to be known that
I'll bleep that out.
Yeah, that's the one thing I can get in trouble.
Anything you want, I can cut out. We can cut the whole podcast. We can just hang.
No, we need to do it. We're here. An old man is watching us. So yeah.
Live studio audience that can't hear us.
So yeah, I wrote a book. I've told your mother all about it. Honolulu Blues, pre-order out now from Simon & Schuster. Drops in July. Crazy process, but yeah, it's out there and like changed my life in a way.
How do you feel now that you're an author?
It feels, like comedy. I grinded very hard with comedy, you're always looking for that level up. And I was Mr. Second Place for like 5 years in the New York scene. I was like the it boy, but like third Montreal callback. You audition for the late night shows and always like came close.
Right.
And that leveling up, like having a book, like people do treat me differently. Like I get treated so nice about it. Like making small talk is easy now. People just ask, "Oh, how's the book?"
Right.
And the book's pretty raw. Like I'm a recovering addict. It goes to some very dark places. And like someone asked me, "Do you think about like what people are gonna say after they read?" It's like, not at all.
Right.
Not one time.
Well, and that was why I was like, you have to talk to my mom about it because even not having read the book, like just knowing you, I'm like, I know that there's similarities between the books that you've written and the one she's writing.
Yeah, and your mom is the homie. And like I think I was able to have conversations with your mother that I'm not like I can't have them with anyone else because
that's how you're not so many people just open up to her. It's insane.
Yeah, and I was at your birthday party and I talked to your mom the entire time. You're like, "I want you to meet my mom." I was like, "All right." You didn't give me any backup.
Yeah. Yeah, I was just like, "Hey, here's my mom," and I just walked away.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we'll talk about commodifying grief. Let's go. Let's do this.
No, I was like, I need somebody to pawn her off to.
and I'm perfect for that. I'm that. It's like that at the big Walkowski, the basketball tournament every year. My mom comes like, who's gonna talk to my mom?
Yes.
And I think the truest test of character among New York City comedians is who's nice to my mom at the big Walkowski. So, Adam Mamawala, he's first place.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But wrote a book, bonded with your mom over it. It's a wild process, and like the promotion is like, you have to like right now, like today, this morning, I have to reach out and get those endorsements on the back of it, and that's the shittiest thing ever. Like I went through so many got through so many hoops, and I like got the book to Barry Sanders, and it was like he's like his agent's like, "It sounds great." And Barry's just like, "Oh, I'm not a big reader." Like,
wow.
I get all the way to like the subject's like email, and then it's like, "No, I don't read." So like, whatever. You get that like rejection from your heroes. So
was he on the Lions?
Yeah, Barry.
Okay, I'm not a huge football fan.
He's the Lion.
I know who he is, but
So it's like if you wrote a book on the Knicks, and the Knicks inform every bad thing that happened to you. That's what I did for the Detroit Lions in my book. And it's sort of like, comedy, I worked really hard, but I was like, I want to do one thing that's just like the most authentic thing I can do. So wrote the book, did it by hand, typed it at my dad's at his deathbed, and like from there, super straightforward. Like you hear people talk like, "Oh, it took me years to get an agent, years to get published." Like I sold my first pitch.
Well, and that's so funny. Did you always want to write a book? Like, was that something you always had as like a goal or a dream?
Yeah, even before stand-up. So when I'm 20, I was like a film prodigy. I got a scholarship to USC. And at USC, I took a lot of speed one night, and I wrote this essay, and it got published in the New York Times. Mm-hmm. And then I was like, I'm the best writer who ever lived. Like, so I was like, I'm going to write the great American novel. I holed up. I drank a lot. I took a lot of speed, and I wrote a book. But I worked on it so hard. I abused substances a lot. I drank myself to death, essentially. Like, I threw up all the blood in my body. Like, I got 14 blood transfusions. And it was like, yeah, so doing it as a sober person, that was the one thing I thought I'd never be able to do. So it was just like, recovery is like a big part of my life. It's like, what do I actually want to do? What will make me feel good about myself? And this is what it was.
Yeah. What was that book that you wrote when you were like, how old were you? You were like 20 at that time?
Yeah, I was like 20. And like, I wrote a book about like a guy who drops off like adoptive Chinese infants to their like homes. It was. I'll preface. I was on a lot of speed during these years, so like he just follows them through a day, and like he's sending a kid like a recount 17 years after the fact of like, I wanted to steal you, but I didn't. But like, here's why I liked you as a baby, and these are the fatherhood lessons I could give. And everything traces back to my father was a crazy person, and like I've been trying to rationalize this the entire time.
Yes. Wait. What was your dad like? Because I haven't read the book yet because it's not out yet.
So my dad was an autistic man. He also had childhood sexual abuse, so he was kind of stuck in the mind of an 8-year-old, and that's the person who raised me. So everything he did, he spent every dollar he ever had on banjos, switchblades, and leather, and those are the only things he ever talked about.
Was he diagnosed autistic, or like...
It was like before they did it, but like. He was autistic, for sure. Like, it's like, I spent $10,000 on a buffalo skin rug. It's like, sure, that's how you're going to do it. But, like, aggressively doing bits till the end. Like, on his deathbed, like, they kept accidentally resuscitating him. And... like they would always wear the
It's hilarious.
It is funny. Like we had so many signs posted, like "Do not resuscitate." Like he's got the bracelet. It's on the wall. It's behind his bed. And then like 3 times they just kept accidentally bringing him back, and every time he would be wearing that Steve Martin arrow through his head, and just like you deal with this situation, and he's doing a fucking gag right there in front of everybody.
So your parents, they were together your whole life?
No. They were my mom had an employee. My parents are both addicts. The great Mike Lawrence had a joke of like, a lot of addiction in my family. My family tree has a car wrapped around it. So like, yeah, my dad was a wild person. He was a recovering booze hound. And then my mom has lost 200 pounds over the course of my life.
Wow.
Like, she hasn't had sugar or flour in 30 years. Like,
she was a food addict.
Yeah, food addict. And Overeaters Anonymous was her, program. And I don't know, is it really anonymous? Like, you walk past those rooms, it's like, oh, I think they're inventing red velvet.
I wonder what they're talking about in there.
Those women got to be talking about macaroni and cheese.
I'm imagining it's in a room like this, where there's like a window to the street.
Yeah, absolutely. That's where they should hold Overeaters Anonymous meetings. And, I do facilitate addiction groups. And, like, at least once every 3 months, like, a comedian walks in, and they don't know I'm doing it.
Right.
And it's just like, oh, fuck. Like, I know you, and, like, it's going to get back. So that's something I deal with on a regular basis.
What do you do when that happens? Like, what?
I was just like, hey, I know we know each other. I'm going to be professional about this in this realm, and, like, you don't have to worry.
Yeah.
And like, I would never name Casey James Slingo or anyone like that, like in a public. Just kidding. Casey would never get his life together.
I was going to say, I can't imagine Casey getting sober.
Casey being proactive, imagine that. I'm worried about him hearing this, but I don't think he can work in modern technology.
I need to have him on the podcast.
Absolutely. Why aren't you more famous? And then everyone knows the answer. Fangs out. Sorry, Case. Love you, bud.
So what was... So you were an addict. What was your stuff?
Booze, Adderall, and then at my peak, I would mix Adderall and acid together.
Yeah, I did. I don't remember who told me that. I do remember somebody being like, and you were still doing acid once you stopped drinking, right?
Yeah,
Because I remember somebody being like, yeah, Joel's on acid all the time.
Yeah, I mean, that was a peak. And I met you in Vermont. Like, I met you after I'd gotten my act together, but like, I maybe threw giant 4th of July parties with a mushroom kombucha in Bushwick, and like, you make a mushroom kombucha, people are going to talk.
Yeah. That sounds awesome. Mushroom kombucha?
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
It was a wonderful time. And like, we were all so fucked up. And then like 100 comedians were at the party, and then someone brought their like professional chef boyfriend. It was a rager. Best party I've ever had.
So did you feel like once you quit drinking, but you were still doing other drugs, that you were like functioning? Like, what made you stop doing other drugs?
I was functioning, but it just felt like I was going to be in that prison forever. So I stopped drinking in 2016. I got sober in 2021, and like, just felt like I would never be in charge of myself, where it'd always be like trying to feel perfect, trying to get in that flow state, and like pretty exhausting way to live.
Yeah.
Where now I can just like, every day's a B+, and like over a long enough time, great.
So but what was your experience like with like having both your parents be addicts of different types?
And that's why I didn't want to get fully sober, because when I was a kid, I would have as a childhood punishment, I would have to go to AA meetings, which is terrible.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's the worst thing. And like, you got to pray to Bill W. or whatever. And like, it's like, oh, sobriety sucks.
Yeah.
So I've found an alternative. There's like a cognitive behavioral therapy program that like Smart Recovery, that's what I fuck around with. It's a lot of like self-inventory and stuff. So that works for me.
Yeah.
And it really is just like you rank the things you care about. Mm-hmm.
So what is that for you?
My book, playing basketball, like that's about it.
Which you still can't do.
Yeah, if anyone, so I mean, I do know you from the basketball community. I got hit by a bus in August, so like, I was just getting out of like a shitty year, and I was like, oh, things are kind of coming together, and then I get literally blindsided by a bus and break my arm, and like severed an artery in my arm. Like, I bled a lot. It was kind of sick.
Jesus Christ. That's crazy.
I know you love the tournament every year, and I think you were sad that you couldn't get out of the first round. I was like, it gets worse.
Yeah, that is worse. Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely way worse.
Yeah. So when did you get into comedy? Was that, you said your dad was always doing bits. Was that like part of what got you into comedy?
I got into comedy. I think if anyone young is listening to this, anyone college age, the best thing I did, I worked as a camp counselor for a summer camp.
I did that for 4 years. That was my first job. Yeah,
it's the best.
Mm-hmm.
And they had a nightly campfire with all the kids, and so I would host the campfire, and like, no great bits, but like, you talk to them while having a hose sprayed in your mouth or whatever, and like, but I was getting laughs like every night, and so kind of went crazy after college. I lived in a van.
Down by the river?
I lived in an RV in Vallejo, California, and I wanted to make it as a street performer. So like, I didn't have $1 to my name. So I would go down and I'd like get a unitard, I'd fill it with balloons, and I'd just like bounce around on a tire. And I was like, I'm a star.
Yeah.
So I would play this character, and then ran out of money. My dad had a heart attack, and then I was back. He lived on a farm, and this story is insane, but I'm taking care of his farm. Our car catches on fire, and then in looking for the paperwork, some hoarder relative finds $5,000 in savings bonds, like with my name on it, that my grandma bought as like a generational apology for being a pedophile. So I took that money, moved to New York, and started doing stand-up. Like, I started here in New York, went to my first open mic, like, ever after moving here for comedy.
Dude, your life is like the movie Big Fish.
It's a lot of big, and I'm the deformed giant.
Yeah. So you'd never done stand-up, but like, were you a fan of it growing up?
I loved it. Yeah. Like, and it's weird. You come here, and like every comedian loves Norm. Norm's like everyone's favorite. It's like, growing up in the Midwest, like, I'd never met another Norm Macdonald fan, right. And like all these things where you think you're unique, and like, oh, there's 150 people just like me. Yeah.
And, but you say you were a film prodigy? Like, how so?
So my high school it was just like a random public high school, but our teacher was this like old rock and roll DJ who made a lot of money. Like, he rubbed elbows with like Clapton and the MC5. He was a big figure in Detroit music, Russ Gibb. So he made millions of dollars by buying cable rights. And the entire time he like had this rock and roll career, he was a teacher at Dearborn High School. So when he sold the cable rights, he put the proceeds in the stock market, and with the interest and the like compound like income, he funded like a pretty awesome video program. So there's a pipeline from my high school to like careers in entertainment.
Okay.
So I just attacked that. So like people play football or sports or get good grades. I was like, I'm going to make video. It's my way out of my town.
Yeah.
And I did great. Like I won like a lot of awards as a young person. And like I did a lot of speed and made movies and like it went great. And I was like, oh, this is how to do it.
What kind of stuff were you making?
I made like an experimental stop motion like story of my life. I made a feature film that the entire city came to see. And I also did a music video to Baby Beluga. So like a lot of great stuff here.
And you never like when you went to USC, were you making like short films there or?
Yeah, I made short films. I did like punch up on like some like feature stuff, and like my films were pretty good, but like I wasn't a person. Like I had no skills other than working on like my own projects.
Yeah, well that's like Tarantino.
Yeah. Paul Dano deserves an apology.
That's the weirdest celebrity beef. It's so funny. I feel like Tarantino does that where like I don't know what he just like starts beef with people.
Yeah, and Paul Dano, like...
What has he ever done to anyone? He's just a great actor.
Yeah, and like, we're not too far removed from Paul Dano. Paul Dano is a member of the New York basketball community. So that's
one of our...
Yeah, he runs a private game at Barclays Center, actually.
No way. I did not... Paul Dano. You're not listening, but if you were, that'd be cool.
Because there's a game at the Dodge YMCA that like some comics play in. So, you know, Paul's like a tertiary member of that.
I did not know that. I didn't know he hooped.
He's 6'4".
Is he really?
Yeah, he's got moves.
Wow. There will be blood on the court.
Yeah, there will be blood on the court.
There will be broken ankles. But so okay, so you went to USC for film, and did you rub elbows with anyone there? Because that's a pretty prestigious film school.
Yeah, I've fucked around too much. Like, I was in like a 200-person like class on like European cinema, and like David Gallagher from Seventh Heaven was in the class, and after every lecture, the professor would go like, "Any questions?" And I raised my hand and be like, "Is it true David Gallagher from Seventh Heaven is in this course?"
So you didn't rub elbows in any meaningful?
No, I just did bits like all the time. Like my good roommate. My good friend and roommate Apu, like I met him, he was a math like TA, and once like I had someone go to his class, I was like, "Excuse me, did anyone drop a calculator?" He's like, "I don't know, bring it in and show me." And I was just like nearly naked. I had numbers written all over my body, and I played a calculator to his math course.
So that's how you guys met at USC? Okay, I didn't realize.
Yeah, I nearly got suspended. I had a cinematography project. They're like, "You need to test these lighting." So we tested the lighting by reenacting the photos from Abu Ghraib. So, it's a pretty good bit, but like for a professor, they're like, "We can't accept this."
You did that for a project.
Yeah. And like
did you get a grade on it?
No, I had to do it again. Like I go too hard for the bits. And like my entire life I've been putting the bit above anything else I can do.
I mean, you do a comedian basketball tournament for your birthday every year.
But I didn't start that.
Who started it?
Jake Head. So I was getting sober. I was turning 30. People were like, "What are we going to do? Let's do this 3-on-3 basketball tournament, and we'll call it the Big Walkowski." And like it just got its own inertia there. Mm-hmm. Like it would be insane. I was like, guys,
I don't know.
You came like what, 2022?
I think 21 was the first year. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You came on the 9/11.
The 9/11 themed jerseys.
Yeah. So I'm always about the bit. And I think that extends where like now my life is like pretty wholesome and upstanding, but like still 100% do the bit.
Yeah. So so you moved here, what year was it? 2020?
2010.
2010, and you moved here and you were just like, you were like, "I'm going to be a street artist," and then you were like, "I'm going to be a comedian." Like,
yeah.
And how old are you at that point? Like
I was like 23. Okay. I was like a baby.
Yeah.
And like it went well.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So tell me about that. Like.
So I was still like a big drunk at the time. So I drank myself to death, kept drinking for another 7 years. Let's go.
Yeah.
So like, but I was like an original like Creek and Cave rat, where Creek and Cave was very good to me. And I ran a show there that I don't think it's even too, like I can humbly say it was one of the best shows in the city. So I ran a sketch show, but the conceit was it was put on by a street gang. So it would always be like another show, and then this band of toughs would take it over and put on like kind of Three Stooges meets like Andrew Dice Clay sort of shit. Like a textbook joke would be like, our biggest comedic influence is Kids in the Hall. That's what we call the Columbine shooters. But we would have like knives and cut off penises and do beheadings and like with like a lot of like very silly humor.
So not a very far cry from your Abu Ghraib bit.
No, not there. And I ran that with Eli Sayers and Jeff Wesselschmidt, two very talented individuals who like maybe were the perfect people to learn comedy from, but like very talented guys in their own right.
And so, okay, but so you were doing, so what was, now are you doing stand-up at all anymore?
If I get booked, I do it. Like I've got like 3 shows this month. It's just like the time it takes to, I look at how much time it takes to write a new minute. And it's a lot. It's probably like 30, 40 hours to develop a joke.
Sure, yeah. And so, okay, but so what was like your peak in stand-up then?
I mean, Wildcats that's the name of the show. It was great. It had a great standing, and then like, you know, I always felt like shows like Stick or Treat or 51st Jokes were like the New York comedy all-star game.
Yeah.
So I got booked on those. I did very well in the roast battle scene where I was just like, you know, one of a crowded many, but like the middle ground of comedy is very crowded.
Yes, especially in New York.
Yeah, and like I know 75 amazingly talented comedians, and you've probably been doing it long enough.
Yeah.
Are the most successful people you know also the most talented?
Not always, no.
Not always.
Yeah.
So like I did like 5 shows a night for 7 years, and I got to be like a regional headliner, did all the road gigs, featured, wrote on like little things here and there, but like it wasn't stability. And I come from like a lot of insane poor people. So it's like, oh, let's get some stability here.
Yeah. Do you have siblings?
Yeah, I have a sister.
Yeah, you guys close?
She's a street person.
Is she really?
Yeah, so when like, I'm very grateful for my life, so I could see like the other way it could have gone.
Well, and when you say street person,
like she's a street person. She struggles with mental health. Like she struggles with finances, and my mom kind of keeps her alive.
And she's in Detroit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. And I think she's suing me over my book right now.
For like libel or defamation, like what?
Yeah, like defamation, but I don't use her name or anything.
Sure.
So it's just like, you know, I tell a family history and like. There's like,
she's in there, yeah.
It's like 2 paragraphs that are pretty nice.
Yeah, it's like the nicest way you can say, yeah.
I was like, oh, she has a tough time of it. And she's like, I will sue you. It's like, all right, why do you even try?
Okay, so yeah, that's really. I'm getting a full picture of the insane world that you came from.
Yeah, and I'm someone who like, no matter what, I outkicked my coverage.
Yes, yeah.
Because like when I'm like 16 years old, I'm like, I'm gonna have fun. Like I would hop on train cars. I would go in abandoned buildings. I would dress as a pedophile and wait to get pulled over. And the gag was, I'm gonna reveal to the cops that I'm 16 years old and I can't be arrested for this.
What does that even mean? Because I heard you telling that story on Stavi's World, and I was like, what does that even mean? You would dress as a pedophile?
You get a bucket hat, you get blue blockers, sunglasses, you wear a trench coat, you pencil on a mustache, and then and I drove a van, and I just parked outside of elementary schools and waited to get swarmed. Like, I did this 4 or 5 times, and I was like, yeah, that's funny.
And what happened?
Nothing.
Nothing ever happened.
Like I got cuffed and like a friend's mom came by. It was just like, look, Joel is really not funny.
Oh my God.
Yeah, like one time I'm in LA, like I saw some cops. Like it'd be funny to run from them, and I didn't know there'd been like a breaking and entering. Like USC's not in a great place.
No,
so, like,
it's not. Yeah.
They pursued me, and like I got cornered by 12 cops with their guns drawn. I was like, I thought it'd be funny to run from you guys. So the fact that I'm here at all, I'm doing great.
Yeah, so basically, if you weren't white, you probably wouldn't be alive right now.
Yeah, and it was really like maximize my white privilege, you know? Like, if you've got it, flaunt it.
God, that's crazy. So who are your favorite filmmakers?
Well, if anyone, I feel like I'm the person Carl Sonnefeld pretends to be publicly. Like,
yes.
Carl's got a very loving home and a sweet mom, and like, he pretends to be a weirdo. I'm the weirdo Carl wants to be. Like, he's doing medical tests for bits, you know?
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
Now he's like a cheesemonger in Vermont.
Now he's a cheesemonger.
You guys both are like just like settled down, like, you know.
Well, his mom adopted me, so, you know,
legally?
pretty close to it.
Yeah.
When my dad was going crazy, like, I lived in Carl's parents' house, and, like, she helped me with everything. She was my editor on my book, so, like, I'm honorary Sonnefeld.
Wow. And
that's the thing about comedy. Comedy is like a nice secret handshake, where anywhere you go, you've got a support system.
Right, it's like the mafia.
Yeah, it absolutely is like the mafia. Like, what better way to see the world? Like when you travel to another city, you're like, oh, I'll do this bar show.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
It's always fun.
Yeah. So who are your favorite filmmakers?
I was a big Wes Anderson nerd. I was like, he's the best. I fucking nerded out on Amelie. I love Amelie. Give me some French whimsy. Fuck with Beverly Hills Cop, Harold and Maude, The Warriors. Like all these very like big kind of like set piece movies. Yeah. Except for Beverly Hills Cop, was just like Eddie Murphy's the most charismatic person who ever lived in that movie.
Right. I've actually never seen it.
Oh, I
gotta watch it. But I just watched the Eddie Murphy documentary. Have you watched it?
Yeah, and like Eddie Murphy was like the most talented person in the world at age 19.
It's really insane realizing that like he quit stand-up before he was 30, I think. Like, which is like also like the Beatles. Like the Beatles broke up before any of them were 30. Like, it's crazy in imagining these people that are that insanely talented.
And my only thought on the Beatles, you know the photo of, like, John and Yoko, like, they're naked from behind? His butt crack's too long. It's disturbing.
That's fake.
That's fake?
That's fake, yeah.
Damn. I come here to learn.
Okay, but what about comedy? Who were your, like, early comedy inspirations?
Maria Bamford was, like, I was like, oh, I knew I was like a weirdo, and Maria Bamford's like, oh, this is very authentic. Only she could be doing it, and so she was my influence. And then when I came to New York, I first did like a lot of black rooms. Yeah, and like I would wear a tracksuit. I had like a big persona, and like it kind of worked great.
Was this a character or was this you? This was
what
me,
you were
but
I was like
time.
Nuts. Like I was. It looked like a character. I was wearing like a tracksuit with a Jamaican flag, like tank top, but like that's just who I was.
And did you have the shaved head?
No, I
was gonna say then you'd just be skinny Stav.
Yeah, absolutely. But I never knew what to do with it with hair, and I actually found out I was going bald at a roast battle.
Really?
Where like one of the judges, I think it was Bobby Kelly, pointed out like, I think you're going bald. Is like, oh no, but I am, and like I do think long game. Everyone's getting hair transplants. Everyone's fixing their baldness. If I wait long enough, I'll be a rare and exotic creature.
I think that's true. I also think, I mean, you rock it well. Like
I'm supposed to be bald.
You have a good head shape. Not to get all like Nazi scientists.
And I don't know if you ever look at those. If you look at those Instagram reels, the debate of like, what would Michael Jordan be like if he was white?
Yeah,
I look like white Michael Jordan.
Yeah, it kind of is you. Yeah. Well, it's Mr. Clean.
Yeah,
that's Mr. Clean. That's white Michael Jordan. Yeah.
Yeah, easy Halloween costumes. You know, all that.
I don't remember who it was. Somebody had a bit about how Michael Jordan like, why did he have a Hitler mustache?
He did.
Like, he did have a period with, like, literally a Hitler mustache.
This guy, Jason Burke, he went on to become, like, the face of Little Caesars. He had a great joke about, like, you always got to do what your purpose is. You know what happened when Michael Jordan played baseball? Gamblers killed his dad.
Yeah. Wait, okay, but so the Black Rooms, was that...
It was awesome. There was like the longest running show in Brooklyn was 5 Spot Supper Club, and the first person to take a shine to me was Jeffrey Joseph, who's like, he was a writer for In Living Color. He was coming back to stand up after a long hiatus, and he was the first one to vouch for me. So I always got stage time there, and like my first joke was like, I'm Joel Walkowski, but you can call me Joel. Walkowski-ski-ski-ski-ski, Walkowski-ski-ski-ski. And in those rooms, crushed.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I was doing, and like just having so much fun with it. Where I think like when you first start stand-up and you figure it out, nothing is more fun.
Was there a point where you felt like you stopped having fun with it?
No, I always had a great time, but it was just like other things.
Yeah. Was it COVID? Was that kind of when you stopped performing, really? Yeah.
In COVID, like I got my MBA, and I got like a good job at a place I will not name.
Yeah.
But like really, a book took over my life. Where I was like, I love doing comedy. I'll do it again. But like I had this one idea for a project. And I was like, because stand-up, you don't leave anything behind. In stand-up, you don't even need the audience. But a book, I started to think about like, the audience needs to drive it forward at every point of it. You can't, a book, if you're not reading it, it doesn't get read.
Right.
And that's the only thing it's true for.
Huh.
So I mean, I've spent like 4 years working on this book, and like every day, like probably about 3 to 4 hours, pen to paper. And it's just like, what other time do you have creatively?
Yeah. So wait, when was the initial idea for the book?
I've been kicking around the idea for 6-7 years. So my team, the Detroit Lions, most losing team in NFL history. They never win, and like it's always these like very gut-wrenching losses, and it's just like I think I got a lot of positives out of it, and especially like my autistic father. The only thing we could had in common was the Lions. Yeah. So I thought that having this team that disappointed me was a great proxy for having a special needs parent, whereas like you love this thing, they represent so much about you, but you know they're never going to break through in the way you want.
Right.
Like you'll never be able to have that vulnerable conversation or a Super Bowl victory or like get some life advice.
Wow.
And then like as I was finishing writing, he died. And like I had to carry him across the finish line. Like I packed up my life. I lived in Indiana. I moved him to Detroit, and I did every task that you can to help someone pass. But like I was still writing every day, and like I gave him the pages. He would look at them, and like that's kind of what like 8 months of my life were. Like caring for a dying parent and writing this thing, like it was my purpose.
Yeah. So how did you? But I guess so that was the initial idea for the book. Was that like my relationship with my dad is like my relationship with the Lions?
Yeah.
Basically, yeah.
And like so many disappointments helped me.
Yeah. Well, how did I'm trying to think of the right question. I mean, that's just really interesting to imagine, move like basically going across the country to care for your dying father while writing this book about your relationship with him.
Yeah, I think like I don't think I'm like have my blessing is like I'm a very optimistic person. Like I'm always seeing the silver linings, and if like these disappointing moments on a Sunday are like my favorite part of the week, you're gonna be better at weathering disappointment.
Where's the name Honolulu Blues? Where's that come from?
That's our team color.
Okay, that's what the color is called?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's like we had this original owner, he moved the team from like Portsmouth, Ohio. He loved Hawaii. So whatever color we wear is Honolulu Blue. So like he didn't trademark it or anything. Benjamin Moore sells it still.
No way.
Yeah.
And I saw you post that video about the origin of the Thanksgiving game.
Yeah, and like the history is pretty fascinating where like I think success can be kind of straightforward. And it's like the quote, I think it's like Tolstoy, where it's like every happy family is the same. Every unhappy family is different. Like,
Yeah.
you're a basketball guy.
Mm-hmm.
Is the most interesting NBA franchise the Celtics?
No.
Or is it the Clippers?
Right. Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Like, we got caught spending $50 million on trees. Like,
Yeah.
failure is fascinating. And, like, my dad's a fascinating figure. Like, died penniless with 30 banjos. Sure. I think that's a great story.
Yeah. Did you ever learn to play the banjo?
I hate it.
You hate it?
I hate it. I absolutely can't stand the banjo. Like, I've got 2 nice guitars in my living room, and people are like, oh, do you play? It's like, I can't stand it.
You can't stand guitar either?
No, because, like, all I heard about for years, like, leather, banjo, guitar, I hate them all.
Did you ever play any instrument?
No.
Wow.
Music is for my special needs parent.
Do you like music?
I love it.
Okay, what do you like? What's your...
I'm like Justice's biggest fan.
Okay.
Give me French techno, I'm
Yeah.
there. And then, like, my Spotify Wrapped was all like Fiona Apple and Justice. It's like, all right, let's do it.
What were you... Because I know my mom said that you told her that when you were writing the book, you had a record player, and you would basically... You'd put it on one side, write, and then flip it over right to the other side.
That's the best ADD hack.
Yeah, I think that would work really well for me. I think her ADD is different, where she's the kind of person who will, like, if she sits down to write, like, she's not gonna get up from that spot for 8 hours. So then she, like, doesn't write because of that. Like, which I don't understand. I don't work like that. I think I'm more similar to you.
Yeah, because, like, I think the creative process, like, I'm always puttering around.
Yeah. But what were you listening to while writing?
It's Harry Nilsson, like 70s singer-songwriter, like very lyrical, upbeat, but also very emotional. So he worked very well for me. And then, you know, Prince always puts me in. I'm a big Prince fan, so I'll put Prince on for sure.
I didn't get into Prince until pretty recently.
The best. And you know what?
He's incredible.
He's in our basketball game. John Lampley is fantastic music to write too.
Yeah.
Specifically his side project, The Undertones, like
Okay, I'll have to check that
like
out.
I burned out his vinyl.
Really?
I listened to it so often.
Wow. And what? So you kind of took over the Sunday game from J.K. Like, what does that mean to you, being the one in charge of that?
I mean, it's so fun, and like it kind of allows comedy to function as like a reunion. And I think being sober, like, it's my social life. And that's been the terrible part of not being able to play, is like I don't get to see my buddies. I don't get to do what I love to do. It's a terrible amount of work.
Yeah.
Like I still make the list even though I'm out. You're in this Sunday.
Yeah.
How many? I have 16 slots. How many signups do you think I got this
past week?
This past week.
100?
I got 51 people
trying
to play,
Yeah.
which I'm boys with all of them.
Yeah.
I'm going to piss off like 2/3 of my social circle.
Yeah. It's not that different from booking a show in that way.
No, and like,
Yeah.
of course the guys with credits can come on.
Yeah, you're not gonna. This guy's on SNL. He's not gonna not make the.
Yeah, like SNL gets a pass, all right? I'm a little bit of a star fucker when it comes to booking the basketball game. If you're playing Carnegie Hall on Thursday, you can come to P.S. Robert Simon on Sunday.
Yeah. What? You were there when Sandler came.
Yeah,
I was not. What was that like?
No one told me he was coming.
How did that end up happening?
Well, he was at the SNL after party. He expressed a desire to play in the game, and 3 SNL guys are regulars.
Yeah.
It's true year over year, 3 different people.
Yeah.
But, and they're like, oh, come on Sunday. And I walk, and like, Jared Schwartz, the most annoying guy in comedy. I love him to death. But he's like, hey, I got a VIP with me. You got to open the door. And he's like, who's the VIP, Jared? He's like, Sandler's here. It's like, no, he's not. And then, like, Adam Sandler's there, and he was awesome. He learned everyone's name. He set screens. He doesn't really shoot.
Yeah, ever. I've seen that from all the clips we've been playing. He's just passing.
Yeah, pass first, point guard. And then you think he's wearing, like, schlubby clothes. That polo, that golf shirt he's always wearing is the softest thing I've ever touched.
Like a $500 shirt. Yeah.
It's like fucking butter.
Yeah.
But like amazingly nice guy, good to share the court with. Got to play with him and against him. So yeah, no, it's like a fever dream.
Yeah. Has there been anybody else that's come to the games that's like been even close to that, or like similar, like anybody else you've been like starstruck by?
No, because the other people, like there's some prominent people, but they're all our class. Where like, I think Hassan Minaj has played before. You get 2 or 3 SNL guys in the mix.
Yeah.
Like Sam Morrill's a regular. Where like these guys have great careers, but you've seen them in other lights and you've seen them come up.
Right. It's not the same as Sandler, who's like...
Yeah, like it's like Joe Biden's in the game.
Right, yeah. That's like somebody like he's been around so like where we've like both grown up watching him.
Who would you be have you been starstruck in life, if not the game?
In life?
Yeah.
I saw Tyler the Creator walking down the street in Seattle once. I was pretty starstruck by that. That's probably like the most, because I'm such a huge fan of him that like I saw Action Bronson in McCarran Park once. That was...
Were you in the cart?
No. I see Kieran Culkin a bunch.
I see him all the time.
He lives in... We both live in Greenpoint. Yeah, he lives there, yeah.
Because I'll be in the grocery store, I'll hear that voice, but it'll be like that voice parenting. It's like, oh...
He's always with his kids.
Always. He seems like the best guy in the world.
He really does. Hassan Minaj, when I met him, I was pretty starstruck by him. It was... Meeting him, I was like, I can understand how he interviewed Obama because he has that same energy. You know what I mean? Like, he has, like, presidential charisma.
Yeah, like, oh, this guy would be a CEO if he wasn't doing comedy. And I like the guys who are like, if you're not doing comedy, you'd be dead.
The same thing with, honestly, Stav, kind of similar to Husband, even though he gives off the persona of if I wasn't doing comedy, I'd be dead. But he is more like, if he wasn't doing comedy, he'd be really successful doing something else.
Yeah, and like he's a kind person. He can think about others, and like maybe the most charismatic person on the planet right now.
He really is. I saw him at a Halloween party. It was just like all like Brooklyn open micers, and he was there dressed as Santa Claus, and he was just giving out candy and edibles.
Awesome. And that, like, he's an example of like what you should do when you become famous. Like, I'm gonna buy my family houses. I'm just gonna remain a figure in comedy. And
even just like with like the podcast that he does, where like he's had like Lewis Black and Colin Quinn on, but he's also had like people I see he's had you on. He's had people I see at open mics regularly on the podcast, and like
and like I think it. Like, I always thought in the rap world, it's normal for, like, you hit a certain level, then you become a businessman. And, like, that always seemed kind of uncool to me. Like, oh, I'm a great artist. I'm going to run a company now.
Yes.
Just be a great artist. Like, there's no better payoff than the creative process.
And you see that, and so many of those, because I'm, like, a big hip-hop fan. And so I've noticed that with so many rappers, some of them, they create, like, they put on good artists. Like Jay-Z and Kanye have both done that. Most of the time, they do not sign like, the best rappers do not sign a single successful artist to their labels that they create.
Yeah, and, like, why not just be Nas? Like, Nas made maybe the greatest album of any genre.
When he was 19.
Yeah, and then just, like, has just put out art.
Yeah. Like, well, he had a label. He had Mass Appeal.
Yeah, but he didn't make like jeans, and he didn't own part of the Nets. Where
that's also, that's a big, I've talked about that a little bit on this podcast. Just like the different ways you can like sell out. What Jay-Z is interesting to me, because he's like clearly like a capitalist, and like he's obviously a billionaire. Like he clearly cares a lot about making money, and rap was a way that he was able to do that. I don't feel like anybody views him as a sellout.
But I think being a sellout's a positive thing. Like, social media has made everyone a sellout. And, like, I don't know, I'm a little older than you. Like, when I was coming of age, like, it was still, like, that grunge ethos where being a sellout is the worst thing you can do. And now it's just, like, I'm going to make content.
It completely... I remember as a kid, like, even, like, these, like, underground rappers that I liked, they'd have, like, a radio single. And I remember being like, they're not cool anymore. Even though, like, I would be like, actually, that's a pretty catchy song. But, like, it's completely different with social media, where I'm like, now the goal is to sell out. The goal is to do ads.
Yeah, the goal is to sell out. And, like, it's probably a healthy thing. It lines pocketbooks, but the world is set up for us all to lose.
Right.
So you can't turn your nose up to any potential win.
I guess my only issue is with the people that... I don't have any issue with, like, people I know, like, people, like, at a level that we're at, like, doing ads on Instagram. For me, it's the people like Kevin Hart, where I'm like, dude, you don't need to be doing this DraftKings commercial. Like,
absolutely. And like like Kevin Hart, he's probably a billionaire multiple times over right now. You don't need your fans to gamble.
Exactly. And it's like, he is also, I think what's frustrating about like people like him and like The Rock, where I'm like, you're undoubtedly one of the most talented people alive.
The Rock is undeniably one of the most talented people alive.
He is.
I don't know. I say that as someone who saw The Smashing Machine.
You didn't like it?
Smashing Machine was nothing. The wrong person was the protagonist of Smashing Machine. Everyone's like, The Rock is going to act.
He's so... I thought it was good. Kevin Hart's a like comedic prodigy who no longer does good stand-up because he's too rich.
Yeah, and like he's probably had writers since like 2005.
Probably.
Where you reach a certain level and like... you just become a corporation because that's what makes money. And like,
yeah,
I think it's got to be very restrictive to someone. And then I think the best feeling is trying out a joke you wrote at an open mic and then you get that laugh. Like nothing compares to that.
Yeah. I saw this was like probably like 10 years ago at this point, but it was like a video. It was like it was actually a promotion for The Secret Life of Pets. And it was Kevin Hart and Louis C.K. doing like a conversation. And they were both saying that, I feel like this has actually probably changed for Louis, but at the time they were too big to bomb. Like that neither of them like could bomb anymore.
Yeah, because Louis has a book out right now, and like
so he's your competition, is what you're saying.
Teammate, same publisher, Ben Bella, baby.
Okay.
So everyone check out Louis C.K.'s. I wrote a better book than Louis C.K. That's what I'm trying to say.
Have you read it?
Yeah, it's not very good.
Yeah.
He's a great stand-up.
Yeah.
Very funny guy. Books are hard.
Books are hard. And if they weren't, more people would write them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just you, me, and your mom. That's who should be writing books. That's the big two.
It's you guys and Stephen King, and that's it. No one else should ever write a book.
Yeah, like what do Stephen and King and I have in common? Both got hit by cars. That's the secret.
He did get hit by a car.
Yeah.
Yeah. Both and both did a lot of drugs.
Yeah.
Alcohol.
Dude,
sober now.
If any young writers are out there, my advice is do drugs and get hit by a car. It's what it takes.
That's the clip.
I thought you were going to ask me, like, why aren't you more famous? If you ask me...
I'm going to get there.
I got a canned answer.
Okay, so... all right.
I'm going to make this casual.
Why aren't you more famous?
Well, I got creeped out seeing what happened to poor Selena. And that came about. So I have a rescue dog from Puerto Rico. So I'm playing her a lot of Selena, and I was like, that's the best way to start this podcast. And instead, I started this podcast by violating an NDA.
Yeah. But why do you really think you're not more famous?
I think I did it too much for me. I was always too bid oriented, and like all the people I know who are famous, brilliant marketers.
Yeah. Well, I've been reading this book. It's called How Artists. I actually bought it at this bookstore that we recorded. It's called How Artists Make Money and How Money Makes Artists. And one of the things in it, and it's like one of those things that like seems pretty obvious, but it just kind of struck me reading it, is that like the people that make the most money and are the most successful at creating art, it's oftentimes it's not the people who are the best artists, but the people who are the best at business.
Yeah, and like ultimately, I don't care at all about the audience. Like I'm funnier than the audience. If I think it's funny, like it's a pretty good bit. Where like all my entire stand-up act was for me, and there's jokes that worked a lot, but if the audience didn't laugh, I was like, that's fine.
Yeah. Can we talk about your divorce? Is that okay?
Yeah, we can talk about my divorce.
What happened?
Well, I was away for 8 months taking care of my dad, and like while it happened, like she's a musical theater person, her career kind of took off, so like our lives were just in drastically different places, and like I married into a very good, so to speak, helicopter family where there were a lot of assets and wealth, and like there's no way for her to relate to me burning up mold in the middle of nowhere for like months.
Did you feel like that was like that disconnect was like present through your entire relationship, or just at the end?
Just at the end. Like I think she'd never had any real grief, and grief is a process, and like for me to be in a place of grief when she's in she went back to musical theater after like a 10-year hiatus, and it was her first win.
Yeah.
She didn't want to think about me during that time, and she can't be present in her career without it. So we had a great run. Relationship left me better than it found me.
Okay, that's good.
For sure.
Yeah.
But, not really any hard feelings, but also got kind of thrown out at a low point so it's just I don't really want to give you any of my energy.
Yeah. That makes sense. And your dog.
Yeah.
Yeah. How's the dog?
His dog is great. But I had a crazy run where my dog died.
Yeah.
My dad went crazy. My dad died. My marriage dissipated. And then my younger cousin, who was like a little brother to me, he passed in horrible fashion.
What happened?
He fell asleep driving and had a pretty gnarly accident.
Oh my God.
So that was like an 18-month stretch.
And then you got hit by a car. Truck, bus.
Those are the good days.
Yeah.
But and now things are going great. Book is published, and I was like, I'm in a good place. So I got a dog, Sylvia Rose, and now I'm learning dog training, and she's just biting everyone who comes over.
Yeah. She a puppy?
Yeah, she's a puppy.
What kind of dog?
She's a Corgi Spaniel mix, which is what I had before. That's my type. But she was a Puerto Rican street dog. She lived on her own for 9 months in Puerto Rico with her two sisters. And her two sisters, they also live in New York. That's where Puerto Ricans go, But so I'm like this cool guy with a basketball tournament and friends on TV and a book. I'm so excited for the family reunion. The triplets are getting back together, and we're gonna have a day of it. I cannot wait.
So what's next for you? You got the book come out. What do you want to do now?
I'm gonna write a book about Michael Jordan and LeBron.
Oh, yeah?
You know how that debate takes over everything?
Yeah.
I'm gonna use that debate as a way to explore rank culture. I mentioned getting a dog. I mentioned having a dog that passed, and even having this new dog, I can't help but think, which of these dogs is better?
Right.
And I don't think I would think that way if the MJ LeBron debate weren't the biggest talking point in the world.
Mm-hmm. So what else? What else is kind of in there with that?
Well, it starts. There were these two students at Penn State. They were roommates. They were best friends, and they started having the LeBron Jordan debate. And this debate means so much to so many people that one of them stabbed the other.
This is real. This is
real.
a real thing that happened. Jesus.
It might not be. It might be like assault, but one went to jail. One went to the hospital because they were talking hoops.
Do you know
with
which
our
side
buddy.
he was on?
I feel like the LeBron people have to be more defensive because they have to be. So
you're a Jordan guy.
Yeah, I'm a Jordan.
Okay. What's your break it down for me?
I mean, if you look at the early phases of their career, Jordan had dominance in college and the Olympics and was just something new. His first 6 years in the public eye, I think they're better than LeBron's ramp up period.
Mm-hmm. And then what do you think that LeBron's longevity, how do you think that factors into it?
Kareem's longevity doesn't factor into it, and Kareem's absolutely third. And I also think the NBA was pretty bad from Jordan's retirement through 2011.
Yeah.
So, I think people say about Jordan was playing with plumbers and handymen. It's the two teams that made the NBA Finals before LeBron came were the New Jersey Nets and the New Jersey Nets. The worst teams to ever make a finals.
Yeah, and I mean, even you look at the roster of the Cavs team he took to the finals, and you compare that to any NBA team now, and how many of those guys would even be in the league?
The Pelicans would beat that team by 30.
Yeah.
And I think it's a very interesting debate, but I think Jordan has been I think you have these things that establish generations, and we can't help but pit them against each other. Where it's just I think the mechanics of that debate are very interesting. So I'll probably have that book out in 5 fucking years. That's how long it takes.
What do you think are some other debates that are akin to Jordan versus LeBron?
Probably Israel Palestine. I mean, which side are you on here? You know, you gotta take one. It's like,
oh man. Oh, I don't even know where to go.
We've got our clip, folks.
Oh my god.
We got him.
Oh man. Yeah. Wow. What do you think of the Pistons?
Phenomenal team.
Yeah.
I can't wait to lose to the Thunder in 5. It's going to be fantastic.
You think they're going to make it to the finals?
I think this is the start of a 5-year window.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Yeah.
Where like, and I think there is like a rivalry with the Knicks because the Knicks know we're next up.
Yeah. I do think the Knicks are better than the Cavs. I think it's really between the Knicks and the Pistons.
I fear the Cavs. The Cavs, I know they're having a bad season. The Cavs destroy us every time we play. Like, we don't have answers to that team. If we go against the Cavs in a series, that's the only team in the East I think we can't beat.
Do you think that's a matchup thing?
Yeah, I think the two bigs is tough for us. I think Evan Mobley is a problem for us, and they haven't really had Garland. Like, I'll put the Cavs with the Knicks and Pistons, but the Pistons are in the conversation.
Yeah, it is. It is. I mean, I remember like the playoff series last year. I remember even it was 2 years ago was the year the Pistons had like the worst season ever.
Yeah, like
and
literally.
There were like 2 games, Knicks Pistons, where you guys almost beat us. There was that game that, like, honestly, I think it was similar to one of the games in the playoffs where it was like came down to the Knicks like basically not having a foul called on them and winning in like the last second.
Yeah, and like I think basketball, like even at our level of basketball, you can tell someone's personality from how they play. Mm-hmm. And I think the Pistons have like, I don't know, Cade's game is very value oriented, and you can tell like he's a pretty decent person. Mm-hmm. And like, I don't know, I have a lot of fun rooting for this team specifically, not just because they're a Detroit team.
I thought it was gonna be like a shot at the Knicks. You're like, yeah, you can tell from Jalen Brunson's game that he's a piece of shit.
I mean, that dynamic is weird because it is like a nepo baby situation working out, where it's like we have a nepo baby and Karl Anthony Towns and his friends.
Yeah, it is really it's the coach's son and his 2 best friends. I feel so bad for Dante. Like, not being on the team anymore. Like, that must suck.
You know it's bad when, like, the hard things in your personal life are turned into a national TV commercial.
Yeah. Oh, my God. But, I guess I got paid.
And I
got paid pretty good for that.
I dislike Spike Lee more than I'll ever do. I just never want to see Spike Lee's team win. Like, you have to be centered every Knicks game. In every Liberty game, and every Kobe Bryant event is like, you're not the spokesperson for sports, man.
Who's the Spike Lee of Detroit basketball?
Oh, Tim Robinson's a big fan.
Tim Robinson.
Absolutely. Like, and then Bob Seger goes to a lot of games.
Is Eminem ever at games?
He's more of a Lions guy.
That's what I thought.
Like, he rides with the Lions pretty hard, but like, even when we were like, the Pistons were like a contender, there was more Kid Rock appearances than Eminem.
Wow, that's crazy.
Kid
Rock.
Yeah, and like now it would upset his base.
Right, to be at a basketball game.
Yeah. Kid Rock, just great huckster. It was like, he's like, his dad owns a car dealership, and like he made his bones like, oh, I'm going to pretend to be black. Yeah. And now I'm going to pretend to be conservative. And like, who's the real Kid Rock? Maybe that's my next book.
That's your next book. So you got two books. You got the MJ, LeBron, and the Kid Rock. Do you have a working title for the?
I was gonna just call it the GOAT.
Okay.
But like with a question mark. And I haven't talked about that idea with anyone yet. Like that's very like new for me.
Yeah.
Because I can't do stand up anymore. Because the one idea I have with stand up, like I'm an upstanding guy, I can't do it. So I wanted to tape a special in a sauna. But I don't know if you've been to a sauna during the special. I want to have 2 dudes hook up. So it's like a low-key, like pornographic film, but I just keep doing the special. Something for everyone, you know?
It sounds like something for everyone, but also for who? Also for no one?
Yeah.
Just like, imagine somebody like, I'm trying to watch gay porn here, and there's just this guy telling jokes.
Well, I mean, it was born from like, I want to have Joe Walkowski, I'm sweating up here. It's easy to imagine the cover.
That's the title. I'm sweating up here.
Yeah, like I went with Rufat to the sauna, And we didn't realize it was men's only time. So, like, we just had to have a conversation. It was like a blowjob, like,
Really?
as far away as we are. And, like, everyone's getting blown everywhere. And we're just having a day. So, I want to have my softcore, like, stand-up special. But I got too much to lose.
You really are. You're too addicted to the bit. I can see that. Yeah.
Too addicted to the bit.
Yeah. Yeah. Have you seen Rufat's special?
It's great. I went to the taping. I went to the screening. I'm very proud of him.
Yeah. Have you seen his bit that he's doing, the good Rufat?
Yeah, and there's like another guy who's been dragged into his career.
There's a guy I'm friends with, Ian Fallis. He's another very funny comic, but I don't even know how that came about. It's such a funny bit.
I mean, you get a unique name, and like Rufat, like he's doing gigs in like Moldova now. So
is he really?
He does gigs like all over the world. Where like I think he's a headliner in like other countries, and like I think he has it all figured out.
Yeah, I gotta have him on the podcast.
Yeah, but he's the first person to be offended that you're asking this question.
I don't think he'd be the first. I think there's other people that have been offended.
Why are you more famous? And like Rufat, like he's got the same personality as like a pigeon, you know? Like where he'll just be, I am famous. I know the founders of Supreme. I paint a house. I never sold out.
We both, we were both rappers in high school, me and him.
Oh, you were a rapper?
Yeah, I think he's better than.
What was your rap name?
Rhyme Scheme.
Rhyme Scheme, a good name.
Rimeskeme. No reason why I spelled it like that.
That's bad spelling.
That's terrible spelling. It was stupid.
Yeah, I would do a character where I would rap about. Like, if I was a Christian rapper, I had like a Christian rap bit where I would play parties in college. It was like a Christian rap group.
Really?
Yeah.
What was it called?
The Flock.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just like Thomas More, where I just used the names of the saints and like rap about scripture and like didn't really have a bit except it was weird for everybody, which is kind of my thing.
All right, we got to wrap up. Is there anything you want to like plug?
For the love of Christ, pre-order my book, please. Honolulu Blues. It's on literally every place. It's cheapest on Thrift Books. And then I'm Joel Walkowski on all platforms. So please check it out. And for the love of God, do not try and play basketball on Sundays. We are full. We've been full. We're going to be full. There's no room for you. Sorry.
Joel Walkowski.